Hey guys, welcome back to Rapid Updates. In this video, we're going to discuss strategies to improve pharmaceutical supply based on a published study focused on Iran. Stick around. So there was a recent paper published in the Journal of Pharmaceutical Policy and Practice just a couple of days ago by this group of co-authors, Bastani amongst others, strategies to improve pharmaceutical supply chain resilience under politico-economic sanctions, a case of Iran. Why this is important, of course, because under these circumstances, one needs to ensure that the medicines that are available reach the patients with various conditions. But then this is also relevant from an international perspective of countries that also wish to build resilience in their pharmaceutical supply chain. There are a lot of lessons contained in this conceptual framework and the lessons learned from Iran that could be applied in other countries. So in this video, I want to summarize some of those insights and present them. Let's have a look here. So the primary purpose was identifying practical strategies to improve resilience of the Iranian pharmaceutical supply chain, and they utilized a qualitative content analysis strategy. They did 18 interviews, a semi-structured interview schedule, utilizing this software package that is fairly well known to collect the data, create the categories, summarize it, connect the different pieces of insights that have been provided by the interviewees, and they utilized a snowball sampling strategy. They achieved saturation at approximately 18 interviews that I've mentioned. And one of the key outcomes is they identified 9 main themes and 26 sub-themes. So we'll look at that thematic map in just a moment, and then the individual strategies. In fact, let's jump into it right now. So these were the main themes. They related to 3 domains, so intersectoral strategies, the medical community and consumers, the second domain, and the third domain was extrasectoral strategies. So extrasectoral referring to elements of the supply chain and payment system that enable medicines to reach the patient's distribution, supplier, manufacturers, relation with other countries, particularly in the cases of importation. And then the other elements are related to utilizing local potentialities, pricing adjustments, integrated health information system, and healthcare management and policy. Each of these thematic elements will be a little bit more apparent when we talk about the individual strategies that the authors suggested. And some of them are really insightful and suggest that there's a lot more work that would need to be done per theme. So, for example, here under health policy and management, one of the key issues that came up was revision of Iran's health management. And the specific points highlighted by the authors was a ban on the importation of drugs that can be produced domestically, where that local domestic production and industrial infrastructure is available. Next is elimination of the pharmaceutical mafia in the Ministry of Health. So this specific phraseology I think requires a lot more work to better understand the nature of that and how it's potentially impacting access to medicines. Consideration of health economics has long been a key element at the Ministry of Health. But here it is the broader expansion and the systemization of its use across the ministry. Other points of interest: increasing and strengthening oversight, rapid detection of corruption, provision of clinical guidelines, considering the clinical guidelines a lost chain in Iran. So lost chain here referring to as a key piece of the adherence to specific protocols and also addressing potential unmet need within the economy. Other insights that were also of interest: utilization of potentials and infrastructure in Iran. National tender for the production of medical devices was identified as a key issue. Use of military facilities to manufacture medical devices as well was another one. And it's a fairly long list. So relations with other countries was a theme. Pricing processes, that's of particular interest here at Sayenza. So increasing expenditure on domestic medicine, so domestically produced medicine, addressing issues related to price instability, vis-a-vis the importation of medicines and the currency fluctuation, which is brought up in this point, change in pharmaceutical price according to the value of major international currencies, and how those significant fluctuations impact access to current treatments and also newer treatments in Iran. And the list goes on. So I strongly suggest that you download a copy of the paper. It is publicly available, and have a look at the framework. One comment though related to this study is that this work was done specifically for Iran, with 18 interviewees provided their insights. But a lot of the elements over here would also be applicable in other markets, with adjustments, of course, given to the level of priority given to some of these sub-themes that are included here. So what the authors have presented here is a very useful framework that could, as I mentioned, potentially be utilized in other markets that have an interest in strengthening their supply chain, and prioritizing what each of the interventions may be. So with that as a wrap, thanks so much for listening. Take care. Bye.